And this is our first time protesting, demonstrating at this location. And we picked this location because every time we go up to the Aliso Canyon storage facility, we get sick. And we're tired of putting our community, our loved ones, our friends in harm's way. And so we decided to get really creative today and come to SoCal Gas. But guess what? They are closed down today. And as Marcia just told me, they closed down the wrong place. So we are here to let them know where they should be shutting it down. You're going to hear from a lot of incredible people today who have been deeply impacted by this issue. But to kick it off, I want to introduce Senator Henry Stern, who has really been the leader on this issue. He's showing us the type of leadership that's truly needed to solve our climate crisis, to address public health issues, and we really wish Governor Newsom would take a look at our amazing Senator Stern and follow his lead. So please, without further ado, Senator Stern.
We gotta stop meeting like this, you guys. I want to get together in a different way. I want to have a celebration. I want to stop having to protest and standing out here and watching your health keep deteriorating. I want this to be a nightmare of the past. I think this is a year of change when it comes to the North San Fernando Valley, and when it comes to the state of California, and when it comes to the future of Aliso Canyon. I think we introduced this bill because this is supposed to be a moment of great climate action, of a year that governors put out a budget that dwarfs even what Congress has come up with, where California's ambitions are a nation state unto themselves, where we could break the Putin regime's gas export and oil export market just on our demand alone. That's how big we are here, not just in California, but here in LA. So make no mistake, the stakes are very high, and there's a lot of money on the line. And that's why for years, we've been fighting with the gas company to take what is really treated as a financial asset, but for us as a public health liability, and to say, you can't put that profit over our health. That won't stand. That won't stand. They've been taking the brunt of it for too long. I've been heartened to see the governor's remarks, though, as of late, reaffirming his commitment to an expeditious closure of Aliso Canyon. And Senator Feinstein has stayed solid in her commitment, too. The high-level leadership is there. Now we actually got to work through the plan. So this legislation is basically, it's there to help the Public Utilities Commission, who sometimes has trouble doing the right thing on Aliso Canyon. And sometimes it's because they have to stay in a very narrow lane as a regulator. And they don't think of all the tools they may have to move past this gas field that's poisoning us. How do we address clean energy jobs in the future alongside the closure of Aliso Canyon? How do we ramp up renewable energy in the basin of Los Angeles here so we can feed our homes and our grid? How do we reduce our demand on gas in general so people aren't relying for their space heaters and their furnaces throughout the winter here to pull off of Aliso Canyon and have to build new pipelines off that system and instead break their dependence on fossil fuel? Those are the tools that we're bringing to bear. But we have to put our foot down, and we started this fight back in 2015, and it was a shame that the Public Utilities Commission decided to reopen this field last winter and to pretend like everything will go down unless this field's on. We knew that's not the case. We saw LA operate leaner, but smarter and cleaner without Aliso Canyon. This could be done today and we would be fine. Do not let them scare you. But I think what's so exciting about the community here today is that you have people who've been hurt and whose health is still waning. and who are willing to come to the table with the California legislature and all the powers that be at this gas company and say, you know, we're going to come to the table and we're going to help you put a plan together to close Aliso Canyon. We're going to say shut it all down, but we're going to help you figure out how to transform yourselves. So the real question is, does the gas company want to be a new kind of company, or are they going to rely on their ways of the past? And they have an opportunity here to reimagine themselves. And I honestly believe that with their back up against the wall, they're going to have to reimagine what they are. And that's no longer a gas company. We can't fill that field back up with gas. And by the way, we can't fill it back up with hydrogen or CO2 or anything else. That field just needs to be closed. But what I will say is, if they have other ideas, and they've been throwing out some other ideas as of late, I'm not going to just brush those off the table out of hand. If they want to talk about what the future of renewable energy could look like, where they're talking about solar and wind being converted into hydrogen, and they want to talk about a solution that does not involve Aliso Canyon, I'll listen. We're not going to sign up on the press release. I'm not going to blindly commit myself to a plan, but we're listening. We know we have to solve this, but the first step is closing that field. So SB1486, that's the trust bridge we need to get over. We want to see it closed, and we just want to see their commitment to its closure, and then we'll talk. So I think we're here as a protest, but also an invitation. That's what I like to think of it. It's a loud invitation. But it's an invitation nonetheless. So, you know, we're going to fight, but we're going to legislate here too. And I spoke to the chair of the Senate Energy Committee. The hearing's up in about 10 days here. And we're going to have some advocacy to do, because there's a lot of firepower up in Sacramento that we're up against. But this is a mighty army. I believe in the San Fernando Valley. I believe in Los Angeles. We're uniting the environmental justice communities from all over this town, so no one can say this is just a valley thing. Because we're going to be standing up for Pacoima too, and we're going to be standing up for Pico and Playa too, and we're not leaving anybody behind. We're not leaving anybody behind. So I appreciate what y'all are doing, and we're going to go to battle. So thanks for being here.